Hi and welcome to today's video. So today we are going to be covering off, yes you guessed it, the UGreen Nexode 12,000 milliamp hour battery. Now full disclosure, UGreen did send me this product for review. No money has changed hands and neither will they influence this review. They won't see it before it gets uploaded to YouTube, so you can be rest assured my thoughts are completely my own. Now, I was really pleased when UGreen reached out to me. If you've never heard of UGreen before, what rock have you been living under? UGreen provide a host of adapters from stuff like plugs, power banks, to NVMe enclosures, kind of different adapters, and now even NAS devices. So their market is ever growing. Now, the UGreen Power Bank is no exception. So the UGreen Power Bank is designed with portability first, but also meeting the desire and power of modern needs. So the actual marketplace for this is pretty much a quick one-time or 1.5 time use for, say, like your iPhone 15. It's capable of 100 watt total output delivery, a 65 watt total input, and can charge from flat to full based on the 65 watt charger in just under 90 minutes. Now the good thing is about this, it only weighs 309 grams. It does also have these really cute looking emojis on there. I don't know if you can see that, but hopefully you can. But it does have those kind of cute little emojis that sit there as well. And also then a nice display as well. So at only 309 grams, let's get this unboxed and let's have a review. So now that we've got the device unboxed, what else we've got in the box is basically a USB-C to USB-C cable for charging. There is no USB-A cable, so you need to supply that yourself. User instructions, etc. And pretty much nothing else of interest. So we'll get this charged up and then we'll come back and have a look at it. But we've got this nice button on the side here. I've not fully charged it, but as you can see, we've got our 25. It's got a nice little smiley face as well to kind of keep me happy. But what we'll do is we'll connect up a phone to this just to see exactly how this works. But yeah, I mean, weight-wise, this is amazing. This, you know, kind of fits nicely in the hand. If you put this in a laptop bag, you're not going to have too many problems. So I'm just going to plug it in with a device I had earlier, which is unfortunately just a 45 watt, but nevertheless we can see it charging. You can see it lights up. We'll just need to leave that for a bit. We'll come back to it because it's 25% at the moment, and I've stuck this in a 45 watt plug. I imagine we'll be able to come back to this in about just over an hour and see where we are. So this is now fully charged. As you can see, we get our nice 100 and the dial starts to spin around just to basically say it is now draining. Now on the side we've got this button which basically just says more than power. Nice little grips at the bottom there so you can sit it on the surface. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we've got our input and output one there. Now that is capable of taking 65 watts in and delivering 100 watts out. The USB-A is only capable of output, and that is limited to 22.5 watts. So you can run both simultaneously, but then the total output is shared. So what I'm going to do is just connect it into my iPad. Now it is fully charged already, so we're not going to gain a lot out of this, but just to show you the process. So obviously you do get this USB-C cable with it. You certainly don't get any other cable. You'll have to supply those, but you can see then it mentioned it was charging, so that will absolutely trickle down and do what we want it to do. So if you do want to get your hands on the Nexode Power Bank, the links will be in the description, so go and check that out now. So I left it charging overnight just to check out how it would cope with charging my Comica. And the good news is, even though it was at 100%, this didn't actually need a lot of charge. You'll notice it's only dropped by 2%. So what it's not doing is it's not just constantly charging the devices. If they're left in for any period of time, there's obviously cutouts involved, thermal cutouts and also power ones to basically stop it from charging once it reaches a maximum charge. So rest assured you can leave this charging something overnight. Like I said earlier, the actual weight of this is phenomenal. It doesn't actually feel that heavy, which is really nice. Now we just do a quick overview of those ports again. What we have here is our 100 watt in and out, but only 65 input, and then our 22.5 watt output, which sits there. So we've got a couple of options, which is really nice. They can be used in tandem, but it does reduce the wattage. So weight wise, we are looking at 309 grams, and then you can see the nice little face that it puts on there, which is really cute, isn't it? So yeah, from a portability thing, this is probably the lightest power bank I think I've ever owned, which is, it's quite phenomenal. Now the shape is very similar to one I've reviewed before, but what I quite like about this, it's easy to grip. It isn't that flat and awful, painful ones that kind of take up more room. This sits there quite nicely, and it always like sleeps and sends you love hearts and stuff like that. So if you're into that sort of stuff, it's great. Port wise, like I mentioned, it does have the two, so you've got USB-C and a USB-A, so it covers most eventualities. The only cable it does come with out the box is USB-C, so just something to be aware of. Overall though, I mean, it's hard to knock this. I mean, it's a power bank, right? So there's only so much you can actually do with this, but the idea is this is designed for those kind of quick commutes, those kind of single day commutes. You can pack it away in your bag, have it fully charged. It will charge say like an iPhone 15 1.5 times from flat. So it kind of gives you an idea of how much storage is actually in this. And it does charge in about an hour and 30 minutes. I did find a 100 watt charger that I've got, which it kind of does seamlessly work with. So closing thoughts. Yeah, I mean, thank you, UGreen, for sending this over. I own a lot of power banks. If you've ever seen any of my videos previously, this probably now is my new favourite, right? It has that kind of nice functionality, the LED display, which I quite liked on another device. This one has emojis though, right? So that's even cooler. But what it does have is it kind of meets that need of that nice shape. I do like this shape compared to the old standard flat style power banks. It has options with ports. Okay, it might miss a third, but you can go up in a series and get one with slightly more output. But then you're obviously taking away the option for this portability of this. The good thing is this is completely Airline approved as well, so you can walk onto your Airline with this and it'll be absolutely fine. You won't get any questions asked of you. Yeah, so wow, I'm quite impressed with this, to be honest. I wasn't sure and I wasn't convinced when I first got it, because I thought, wow, that's like, you get it in a box this size and you're thinking, in comparison, if I say got my phone out, what am I going to achieve with this, for example, is, I wasn't expecting it to have as much clout as it does, but it does absolutely deliver. I've left this running a couple of devices overnight and it cuts out, it doesn't overcharge when it needs to, so it's got that kind of intelligence sitting there. And it absolutely delivers on what you'd expect a power bank to do. But I really like the shape, and I like the fact it's got these rubberized feet at the bottom, so it doesn't move when you stick it on a desk. If you put it that way, you can absolutely slide it about, right? But if I put it that way, you can see there's some resistance. Anyway, if you have liked this review of the UGreen, well, one, go and pick one up, right? And secondly, hit the like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you next time.